Get ready for the smackdown. Get ready for the smackdown. How you gonna react when you're put in the back now? 'Cause there's no turning back when you're facing the smackdown.
Alright guys, final match for section 5, and this one is created by my good friend Myorw, and or Myron as I call him on Facebook, and he puts the likes of the Mandarin versus Sinestro. Very cool fight. So you got the 10 rings of Myorw versus a Green Lantern ring, or however you want to call it, the willpower of a Green Lantern, even though yes, Sinestro is a Green Lantern now. And but I told him I'd do this fight most definitely. So we're going to kick it off, of course, with the Mandarin. The Mandarin, of course, is probably the most recognizable Iron Man villain there is. When you think of Iron Man, you always think of the Mandarin. He's the quintessential bad guy for Tony. He's pretty much Tony's equal because he is just as brilliant and as skilled as Tony. The Mandarin, his real name is Khan, comes from a very wealthy family in China, and his father is a direct descendant of Genghis Khan, so that's kind of crazy. And his mother was a British, she was just a British philanthropist, basically. He found the 10 rings of Myorw, as you can see right there. Each ring has a different ability. Now, not only is the Mandarin, it's always been a question, is the Mandarin technology or is he magic? And that's what always made the Mandarin so cool to begin with in terms of what he can do. And, you know, you got Tony is more technology, and then they will classify the Mandarin as being more of magic. So it's magic versus technology. But he's always been very much a thorn in Tony's side, most definitely. Whenever they do like the end battles, you know, it's always Tony going up against the Mandarin in the end, is like his final battle. Nowadays, the Mandarin no longer has the rings on his fingers now. He's embedded them into his spinal cord. So along with his martial arts skills, all the power of the rings are now embedded in his spine. So he can basically activate them basically willingly without, you know, pointing the ring or everything like that. So, yeah, the Mandarin is a tough opponent, most definitely. So we move on to the Mandarin's combatant in this, and he's another quintessential bad guy or villain or however you want to say but Sinestro. Now, before he was a Green Lantern in the beginning, then he left and made his own group called the Sinestro Corps, and his whole thing with fear was his power source. But as we know now, he is back to being a Green Lantern, and even still, he still acts the same way as the Sinestro that we've all come to know over time. But even still, Sinestro is a very seasoned veteran when it comes to any power ring he wields. He's very calculated, very precise. He knows what he's doing. He really doesn't let he doesn't let his anger or get to him, but in a way he is kind of brash and cocky. And we've seen that a lot so far in the first couple of issues of Green Lantern. Now, he likes to showboat and things like that, but despite his cockiness and despite his brashness, he's very good at what he does. And the knowledge that he has had and the experience that he's had has gone on a lot and shown that he's a threat. He is a threat, not to just his allies, but to his enemies as well. And we've seen over the years him and Hal have gone back and forth in many, 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 many battles. Hell, there was a big story arc just about him, you know. So overall, Sinestro is just one bad dude to really be messing with. You don't want to be messing with too much. Okay, so as my good friend Deadpoolzilla would do, the debate or the outcome. So in terms of a battle between these guys, two pretty much brash, iconic characters, both are geniuses in their own mind, going at it. Like I said, you got the 10 rings of Makinu versus, a Sinestro who has his willpower alone. And like I said, guys, the rings are now embedded in Mandarin's spine now, so he can call on lightning just by kicking you, and lightning will strike you or something like that. Each ring has its own power, but it's all about skill, as I like to say. It's all about skill. It's all about seasonedness. It's all about who has the better weapon or who has the better training, who's willing to cheat. Because basically I can see both of these guys willing to cheat, play dirty. They both will play dirty, no doubt about it. But it's definitely going to come down to, who wants it more, who's got the skill, durability, all that, all that. But I don't see who would win this fight. I'm not playing favorites, guys. So I leave it up to you. Mandarin or Sinestro. And as always, this was a request fight from my friend M. And, well, guys, thanks for listening. Section 5 is complete. Battle on.